Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat. Coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It is Tuesday. The Packers were back out on the practice field earlier this morning. We've heard from the coach. We've heard from the players in the locker room. And now it's time to hear from you, fine folks, Packers fans worldwide, because that's what we do here at Cheesehead TV. Hope you're all doing well. When we're done here, I hope you'll get a chance to go catch the latest Carry the G radio. Billy and I talked about not just today's practice, but camp in general and some of the things we've seen playing out. Really fun time talking to Billy each and every week. Got to do so yet again today. Always love it. Please check that out here on the Cheesehead TV YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. A practice that saw some physical stuff, but certainly not the heated tempers that we saw that first day when the pads came on. The Packers have gotten the run game going a little bit these last few practices, which has been exciting to see. Josh Jacobs hit a nice big gainer up the middle off of a counter action for the very first play of their teamwork in ones versus ones. But ultimately, yet again, the defense is the one that wins the competitive period. At the end of the game, Packers offense was down by a touchdown, had to get into the end zone to win, was unable to do so, which meant the offense was doing the push-ups. I'll tell you what, this defense looks legit now. We've been here before in the preseason and in camp and thought, the defense is playing so well and it's so lights out. And I've been hurt before, so I'm going to hold off on getting too excited. But I will say I am very, very interested in what they're doing up front with some of these kind of rush patterns and the ability to get off the ball with such lightning quickness, which is really causing the Packers offensive line a lot of problems. And then on the back end, man, they got corners for days suddenly with Stokes playing very, very good ball. Kalen King getting put into the mix with the ones at times and acquitting himself just fine. And then you've got the rookie safeties with Williams and Bullard absolutely, I'm not going to say surprisingly kind of hitting the ground running, but man, their energy and their football IQ is evident. It jumps off the field. The complete tenor change on that side of the ball is palpable. No question about it. Hello to everybody in the comments. Hope you're all doing well. Before we get going today, I want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Ticket King. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, based in Wisconsin since 1992. Ticket King is located across the street from Lambeau Field on Oneida. They're happy to help you find just the right tickets for Packers games, from larger groups to single tickets, both home and away. They partner with local Green Bay businesses for tailgating and bus transportation to the games, so you don't have to worry about driving or parking. They're even open on game day for last-minute tickets or possible upgrades. Hell, they even have a drive-through window. And if you're not in Green Bay, no problem. Just use the Ticket King link on the Cheesehead TV homepage, on our app, or indeed in the description of this video. Of course, if you go and try and do that now on the homepage or in the app, you'll have some issues. That's right. Cheesehead TV is a website and our app going through some renovations. So we're going to have to apologize to anyone trying to utilize it over the course of these next few days. The app, I don't even think is functional at the moment as we kind of upgrade our content and how we deliver it through our app. And on the website, you're going to find some real slow loading times at times. And can't apologize enough for that, but it's some necessary upgrading that we're doing behind the scenes. So please stick with us, be patient, and all your content will be out as soon as we can get it out. And that's what we like to do. But of course, here on YouTube and our socials, going to be here every day talking about practice. There was another one in the books today. Let's get to your questions about practice and all things green and gold. Hope you're all doing well. Dennis is here. Of course, Dennis is here. What's up, Dennis? Hope you're all doing well, man. Joey, thanks for the super chat. Hashtag release the white helmets. Touching the third rail there, Joey. Some people loving the white helmets. Some people hating the idea of the white helmets. We'll see. We don't even have official word if they're even doing that this year, but I would love it. I think it would look cool as hell. H. Carrington, how are you, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the super chat. Is this the year Packers Twitter finally stops trying to use analytics to push Romeo Doubs out? That's an interesting point you bring up because, man, I'm with you. I have noticed a lot of the numbers folks looking at, Dobbs' play and then his production and then trying to talk about how invaluable he might be for stretches, or how he is not as productive as some of his peers across the league. And I'm like, in this offense, doing what he's been asked to do, I think he's done quite well. And I think this summer he is showing that he is, without question, one of the best route runners on the team, and he's certainly earned, you know, I guess I will say, blind trust of Jordan Love. I mean, he's a invaluable security blanket for Love at this point, and I understand that maybe the production isn't on par with other guys in other cities with certain types of offenses or what they're being asked to do, but man, Romeo Dobbs is a really good football player, and uh, anybody who watches him for any stretch of time can tell you, between his rookie year and now, how much he has improved within this offense. But just as a player, I don't doubt there's anybody on this team who would tell you that, game on the line, you want to go score a touchdown, as they did today, one-on-one scenario where Jordan used his cadence to get the defense to commit. They're in the red zone, saw the rotation early, knew he had a backside one-on-one with Dobbs, threw it up to him, touchdown. Perfect placement on the throw. Dobbs just went up and skied over the defensive back and brought it in. That's the kind of thing that, that's built up over years together. It's just, the people who try to dismiss a player's potential or their value just because of some ranking and some numbers, I don't have time for a lot of that. That's just me. Scotty P, thanks for becoming a Care of the G Club member. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Good to have you on board, man. If you're so inclined, we have happy hour tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. The Zoom information is on the community page here on YouTube or on the Patreon page if you're a Patreon member. Make sure you join us. It's going to be a good time. When will Carry the G be available again? Preseason? Jake, yes, it will be available across shelves in southern Wisconsin and the western part of the state, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Here in Green Bay, I want to say around the 14th of August. So we're very, very, very close, about 3 weeks away. Be on the lookout for it. Tom Richmond, how are you? Thanks for checking out the stream, man. Been learning more about scheme lately. Curious about what to expect from half. 4-2-5 with zone blitzing, something like a 4-6 modified for nickel. I've been wondering about the 46 stuff. I don't think they'll ever play a bare front, like a classic one, but I do think it's instructive to look at his time in some of the schemes, that Rex Ryan made famous. He comes from that tree, and he has been in those defenses. And if you look at some of his stuff while he was in Boston College, there is some zone blitzing there, and there are things out of that tree that he utilized. Now, I haven't seen too much of that out here, but I wouldn't expect to, because a lot of that is going to be specialized, not even, I wouldn't say exotic, but it's going to be stuff you're going to want to hold back, keep private, etc., so that it's really super unscouted when you're out there week 1 plus, right? But I don't think that that's off the board. I know people do talk about the 4-2-5, no question about it. It is a nickel league. That is going to be your base for the most part. But I think he will switch it up probably a little more than people are expecting. And I do think, again, there's going to be 3-4 principles at play. There's going to be 46 principles at play. I won't be surprised if he's doing a lot of kind of, not, dial coverage, but mixing it up quite a bit more than maybe we're expecting. That would not surprise. Matt, how are you? Thanks for checking out the stream on Twitter. Have you guys announced plans for the game in Brazil? Any plans for a pep rally on Thursday night or some sort of meetup for those brave souls making the trip? Yes, Thursday night is the night. We will be doing something with one of the Brazilian fan groups down in Sao Paulo the night before on Thursday night. So we haven't announced anything yet. Keep your eyes open. That's coming sooner rather than later. And it's going to be fun, man. It's interesting. I've got a lot of this kind of pushback, not necessarily what you're talking about there. I mean, I get what you're kind of joking, brave souls, but even in the organization and in the league with the NFL, there's this real feeling of, it's somewhat dangerous. And look, I understand it's a very different culture and a very different place, but you're going to be fine. Come on down, stay in your hotel, go to the game, cheer for your team, back to the hotel, get on the plane, come home. If you really want to get crazy, go out to dinner, go, come out to our meetup at a bar. It's just people. It's just a city. We got plenty of them here in America. like I think people have gone a little overboard. And I know there have been certain instances of people, Josh Jacobs being one of them, kind of sending out misinformation about Brazil in general, Sao Paulo in particular. Just, take all of that with a grain of salt. Like I get it's a different culture and it's a different world, but it ain't that. You're gonna be fine. Raha, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Best guess at starting O line on week one. Random Packer Najee Dumpmaster Davenport. That is a pretty random one. I haven't really seen much to dissuade my earlier prediction this summer, although there is one notable change. I do think it will still be when we kick off down there in Brazil. Rasheed Walker at left tackle, Elton Jenkins at left guard, Josh Myers at center. And I do think Jordan Morgan seems to have the inside track right now to be your starting right guard, and then Zach Tom at right tackle. That said, I'm not dumb with Sean Ryan. I don't think the Packers are dumb with Sean Ryan by any stretch of the imagination. But it sure feels like they want Morgan to win that job. Now, I know first round draft pick, he's going to get every chance. Totally understand that. And it was very interesting listening to LaFleur's answer. I think Andy is the one who asked him about, the job that Sean has done up to this point. What did you see last year? What is he doing this year? I mean, Matt had an opportunity there to praise Sean Ryan and certainly was tepid in said praise and did mention all the many things he still needs to work on. So I just think at this point, Morgan's going to be given the opportunity to win the gig. And I will say, I thought Morgan had a bit of a rough go today. I think he's been okay at guard so far from what I've seen. But today, man, I saw a couple different plays where he just, got collapsed in on, whether it was Devontae Wyatt, whether it was Kenny Clark. And look, there's no shame in that. That's going to happen, right? But it ain't like you ain't going to be facing those caliber of players once the season kicks off. That Philadelphia defensive line right out of the gate, that's no joke. So it's a ways to go there. A ways to go. No doubt about it. What else we got here, folks? How did you go about learning the scheme and nuance of football? Just from being a fan for a long time, or did you go on an educational journey at some point? Well, that's a good question, Tom. A bit of both. I was always just really interested in the nuts and bolts of the game, the X's and O's. I gobbled up every football book I could ever find. I tried to get to a bunch of coaches clinics back in the day when it was a lot less there was a lot more I would say leniency to have people just kind of show up and hang out. Then you could still kind of figure out how to get in one. They would charge you and you could get in. But I just tried to again, soak up as much of the game as I could. Got really interested in the X's and O's side of it. I think the first time I really talked X's and O's with somebody in the NFL was with Matt Bowen. And Matt's been great the entire time I've known him. I mean, obviously a former Packer, now high school coach, but he also still does work for ESPN. We work together at Bleacher Report, and he was the one who really kind of helped me kind of see the game in a different way. But yeah, just kind of a junkie about it more than anything else. Random Packer Eddie Lacy. That's good. That's a good one. What else we got here, folks? Got some super chats. Matthew Clark, thanks so much, buddy. No question, just supporting everything you do. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Got that one. We got Bucky. Thanks for being a super Carry the G Club member. Thanks, man. It's been a while, but I've been listening. Same thing applies as always. Run the ball, pass rush, win Super Bowl. J-Love to the promised land. # carry it. Yeah, Bucky, something that Billy and I discussed on Carry the G Radio today. I understand that, you have to throw the ball in today's NFL environment. It's geared towards the passing game. You're going to have the points come out of the passing game, no doubt about it. But you look at how effective the Packers were on offense last year towards the end, like those last 6 games in particular. A large part of that is because they were able to run the ball and marry play action off of it and keep defenses unbalanced, right, as to what to expect. Dan Quinn even talked to the Fox crew about it leading up to that Dallas game, and you saw how effective that was for the Packers. The ability to keep a defense off balance with your run game is more important now in the NFL, I think, than ever. So much is made of the Shanahan tree, right? And that kind of offensive scheme and the offshoots of it. But so much of that scheme is about being able to run the ball and then get things to work off of that. There's never going to be a return to I formation power football, right? That's not what I'm contending, but you do make it 10 times easier on yourself and on the quarterback if and when you can run the football and stay ahead of the sticks and keep the defense off balance. That will always be true, but it seems to be more important than ever to be able to, work the ball down the field and get in the end zone, or at least get some points on the board, because again, scoring was down in the NFL last year. These defenses, they want to sit back. They want to let you take 10, 11 plays up the field, counting on you probably making a mistake at some point, a false start, a hold, whatever. And then they're going to be able to get you in second or third and long and tee off with these amazing pass rushers that are all over the league, and you can't push the ball downfield because they're playing too high. This is kind of the blueprint right now. And I just like that the teams that kind of figure it out as far as running the football and keeping their quarterback in advantageous down and distance. That's what, to me, the whole game is about right now. No question. Good enough. Thanks for the super chat. I'm not saying I'm addicted. All I'm saying is I need football like I need water. Random Packer, Alfonso Carricker. Ooh, good choice. Yeah, we're close. We're so close. That's the other thing. Now we've got the Hall of Fame game coming up, and you get so excited and you're like, oh, football, and then you watch it, right? And it's not really quite football, but it's close. We're getting close. We are almost there. But yeah, I hear you. I'm a little obsessed as well, as you might have noticed. Are we in jeopardy of missing Runyon? I don't think so. No, I think what they've got, they can work with. There's no doubt you can win with Sean Ryan. Jordan Morgan, I would suspect, is going to continue to improve. Don't forget, last year, how many guys did we watch on the offensive side of the ball improve vastly throughout the course of the season? I mean, you don't have to look much further than Tucker Kraft, who really looked like a fish out of water in training camp and was one of their better players down the stretch last year. I understand everybody wants to hit the ground running and you want a solidified team and go on a 13-2 or 14-2 campaign. This is not life in the NFL. It's not reality. You're going to take your lumps. There's going to be bruises along the way, but hopefully your guys are learning from whatever mistakes they make, getting better and developing throughout the season, and you're playing your best when you get to December into the playoffs. So no, I get the fact that you're undoubtedly reading and hearing so much about the defensive line and the way they're really kind of dominating up front. It's frustrating if you're just sitting there rooting for the offense, but that will solidify in time. There were plenty of plays today where there was one in particular where Gary thought he had the edge, and the design was beautiful. Have a tight end come over, completely expecting. It's almost like he was ushered around the edge. And there's the tight end to pick him up, give Love the time to find Dobbs downfield on the right side for a big gain. They can operate on offense. That's not ever going to be a problem. Matt's a really good play designer and play caller and game planner. Whatever issues they're going to be having, and there always will be, he has a pretty good knack of being able to overcome that. Now, it's not automatic. You got to work at it. But, yeah, missing Runyon, I don't see that. Nick D, thanks for the super chat, man. What's your favorite camp moment of all time? All time! Honestly, you know what? I think I've said this before, but when I met Tom Crabtree outside of the Abbey, his rookie year, it was the first time I'd ever really kind of, talked to a player and really kind of just talked ball, but also talked life and family and whatever. And it was so apparent that he was just a guy and he was making his living playing football. And it was kind of a turn for me as far as, they're players on this pedestal and I'm a kid and it's like, oh my God, they're superheroes, right? To where it was just like, no, it's just a guy, a cool guy, but just a guy playing ball, trying to make a living, and he was doing a pretty damn good job of it. That was, I don't know, for me, it was a light bulb moment. And it was the first year I'd really kind of covered camp. And then what's funny is then I went into the Abbey and there were tons of players there. and it was kind of surreal for a guy who had never really been around it that much. As far as like hanging with players or even coaches or personnel people, that camp was just amazing. That was a real kind of through the looking glass moment. Ed, thanks for the super chat, man. Every year I have to remind myself it's preseason. Relax. Wise words, Ed. Wise words indeed. All right, buddy. I'm going to have to get going. I cannot thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor and hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. And as I reminded everyone earlier, and I'll remind you again, don't forget our happy hour is tonight, 6 Eastern, 5 Central. The information is on the community page here on YouTube or on the Patreon page. Hope to see you there. If you're not a member and you're just hanging out, thank you so much. Love the engagement. Love anything you do to engage with the platform, with the website, with the YouTube channel. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please do hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.